I'm Pro Bowler in 4 seasons, by the way. Defensive end, outside linebacker, edge rusher, Micah Parsons comes in and completely redesigns this Packers defense. No Kyle Wallace, no Ben Brust, which means I'm with you for the next 3 hours. I'm Alex Stroh filling in. Chris Larson is producing the show in for me. And for the first time in over a year, it's me and my old pal, Brad Nortman, the former NFL punter and the former Wisconsin Badger. What's up, Bradley?
Oh, it is good to be back on the air with you, Strophy. For those that remember back in the early days of 2022, Wisconsin College Game Day, I remember I was invited into the ESPN Madison office, and I met Tom Olson and Alex Stroh. Tom Olson, now market manager in ESPN Cleveland, for the first time. And I remember talking to you. I was like, dang, this guy's full of energy. He's going to be a lot of fun to host with. And then, of course, that comes true when we host together several times. And my first impression of you on Wisconsin College Game Day was like, this guy's good. This guy's only 22 years old. This guy is
kissing
really
my ass 2
good.
minutes into the show?
Of course. So happy to be on air with you, and happy to have this be a celebratory day for Packer fans everywhere, because as you all know, I was a part of the Carolina Panthers and Jacksonville Jaguars, other, franchises that had been through their ups and downs.
Nicely done, Chris.
Very cool. It does seem like Wisconsin, particularly the Green Bay Packers, finds itself at the center of the NFL world so often. So often, whether it be the 90s, winning a Super Bowl, Reggie White, Brett Favre, whether it be the 2000s, you talk about Aaron Rodgers winning a Super Bowl then, the 2020s with those great runs and all the drama of Aaron Rodgers, and now Micah Parsons. It is just chapter after chapter in the Green Bay Packer book of superstar, of being in the headlines, being in contention. However this turns out, right? And I have high expectations for how it will turn out.
Oh, me too, buddy.
I for one, will never call Brian Gutekunst again somebody that only does things by the book, someone who's risk-averse, someone who is conservative, and someone who isn't willing to get uncomfortable. I will never call you that again, because this is one of the moves that took a lot of guts and a lot of confidence in your team. But not only that, it's so fun to be a sports fan in the state of Wisconsin. It really is. And days like yesterday and days like today just continue to highlight how fun it is.
I'm totally with you. And, this is something I don't know if I've ever asked you, but just relying on your playing background. You spent 6 years in the NFL, as you mentioned, 4 in Carolina, 2 in Jacksonville. And maybe not in Jacksonville. Maybe it did happen. But I know the first year you were there, your head coach was fired. Then the second year you were there, you made it all the way to the AFC Championship game.
That's correct.
Your final year in the NFL. What a turnaround that is. Did you ever experience like a big-time player trade where Micah is arguably, if not their face of the franchise. It's either him or Dak in Dallas, and now he's sent out. Did you ever experience anything of that magnitude or a big trade like that? Well, maybe not to that level, but...
Big trades did occur, and I think there's a difference between in-season trades and off-season acquisitions. Because you could look at McKinney and Josh Jacobs and say, big off-season acquisitions. That happens in March. A lot of the euphoria, excitement, adrenaline that sort of is in the wake of a move like that, it's long gone by the time training camp starts, and for sure September or end of August as we are now. So in-season trades, I was a part of 2. The Super Bowl team in 2015, Carolina Panthers, we traded for Jared Allen.
Oh, yeah.
Jared Allen midseason, because I felt we were undefeated at the time. An undefeated Carolina Panther team, end of October, traded for Jared Allen, and just felt like we just wanted a little bit more depth and a little bit more power behind our defensive line to get more pressure on the quarterback, and he did that. And this wasn't even peak Jared Allen, unlike it's Micah Parsons. Peak. This was not peak Jared Allen, but still incredibly productive. And he came in, great teammate, recent Hall of Famer. Can't say enough good things about Jared Allen. There were years where I was a Packer fan and I couldn't stand Jared Allen because he would just get after Brett Favre and Aaron Rodgers. So to be his teammate was amazing. And another time for the Jacksonville Jaguars, 2017, same thing. We were doing well. We were trending up. We felt like we could compete for the division and then some. And we were wondering, is there going to be a trade made? And again, like, players aren't consulted on this. So like when it happens, it's like,
you find out just like everybody else.
Exactly. Yeah. So Marcel Darius, if we remember that name from the Buffalo Bills, he was traded to the Jacksonville Jaguars. And again, it was something where in each occasion, a message was being delivered. a message from the front office to the coaches and to the players saying, our time is now. We're not waiting. We're giving you every bit of resources to try to go and tackle that ultimate goal. And the immediate response in wake of the moves like this, it's excitement. You go to practice, particularly later in the season, but as they're getting ready to practice and get ready for week 1, there's going to be an extra pep in the guy's steps. There's going to be a level of excitement to be able to look across the locker room and see Micah Parsons there. The guy who's been a stud for 4 years is going to be a surreal moment.
No doubt. And I love that both of your experiences were, it was incoming, not outgoing, right?
Yes.
It wasn't like, we traded Steve Smith, our locker room leader, in the middle of the season. It was guys that were coming into winning football teams, which is obviously the case here. But number one, the timeline of this is so obscure because big trades in the NFL happen. Maybe not even to this level. If they do, it's very few and far between. This is
one of the biggest ones that in my lifetime.
Agreed. I mean, it's the betting favorite for the defensive player of the year getting traded on August 28th. That's a week before the season starts, which is just bizarre. We're living in a bizarro land. And the fact that the Packers were able to bring in a guy like this it's franchise altering. That's how big it is. He is the highest paid non-quarterback in NFL history. And that's how all in the Packers view that. To your point, this is a message to Matt LaFleur. This is a message to Jeff Hafley. This is a message to Jordan Love and all the in-betweens that, hey, it's time to win, boys. It's time to win right now.
Yeah, I mean, there's no more building. I felt like we've been in a state of building for the Green Bay Packers for some time now. Even last year, I felt like there was maybe embedded excuses for a young football team, a football team that, hey, we've got this goal, but it's somewhere out in the future, right? In 2023, let's just see what we got. Let's see who Jordan Love is. You had validation there. 2024, let's take a step. Let's be competitive. Let's make some waves. But nobody realistically had Super Bowl expectations. You make a trade like this, you're planting your flag in the ground of saying, Philadelphia Eagles, Detroit Lions, who's been the king of the North recently, we're coming for you. You were on your heels. And amazingly, as I always do now, as I've been trained on this program and really started to enjoy this area of sport.
Are you looking at the divisional odds?
Yeah.
Yeah, I looked at them last night.
Potawatomi Casino Hotel, their sports book, has basically even with Detroit Lions and Green Bay Packers, and the Packers are basically, with a little bit of rounding, tied with the Lions for slightly behind.
Here's how I view it. It's a coin flip, but Detroit is favored 55 of 100 times.
Yes.
Right? That's the best way to explain it.
And that's for the NFC, so you're basically, call it what you want to call it, almost tied with Detroit, maybe slightly behind them for third in the NFC, and 6/5, if you're going to call it a tie, with Detroit for the Super Bowl. So you're basically saying this pool, this tier that is serious Super Bowl contenders, with one transaction, the Packers are there. And I look at this, and considering you gave up 2 draft picks, first-round draft picks, and the contract you gave him, I fully expect him to perform at this level. But I'm thinking about, here's what I thought about right away, Strofe. I thought about myself in 2016 February on the sidelines watching Von Miller take over a Super Bowl.
Yeah.
That is what I thought about when I thought about this, is how big of an impact can a DN make? Is he worth it? I can give you evidence. Second place Brad's nickname is because of Von Miller and what defensive ends can do to your team. So a nickname was born here in the state of Wisconsin from me based on what defensive ends can do. So if anyone's wondering, man, is it worth it? It's worth it if he can perform at the level he has been performing at. And that is Von Miller type Super Bowl level. Yeah. So in my opinion, absolutely worth it.
Brad Nortman, Alex Strofe with you. Kyle Bruston Nortman, Chris Larson's running the show for us this afternoon on ESPN Wisconsin and the ESPN Wisconsin YouTube channels, the ESPN Wisconsin app. I love hearing your player perspective because it's something, obviously, I don't think I need to explain this, especially to KBN Nation of all people, that I do not have that perspective, given that we've all watched my 3-cone drill and my first pitch and all the in-betweens. I am not an athlete like Brad was. This trade's worth it, I think, just given the reaction of the fan base and obviously the excitement and the shockwaves it has sent through not only the Dallas fan base, not only the Green Bay fan base, but the NFL fan base in its entirety, right? It is a earthquaking trade. I mean, it sent shockwaves through the NFL because he is that good of a player. He is the best defensive player in the NFL under the age of 28, maybe even under the age of 30, right? I mean, like Myles Garrett's amazing. TJ Watt is amazing. Trey Hendrickson is amazing. Micah Parsons is that good.
Yes.
Micah Parsons is that good. It's him and Aiden Hutchinson, who you can look at as the 2 best defensive players under the age of 28 in the National Football League, and now they happen to play in the same division. the Packers defense was already viewed as probably top 10 good.
Yeah.
Right? There were some concerns about the pass rush. Say goodbye to those. I've said this stat a million times, but I like it this much that I'm going to say it again. There are 2 players in NFL history, 2, to have 12 sacks in each of their first 4 seasons. Micah Parsons is one of them. The other is the Minister of Defense, Reggie White.
Remarkable.
And they both started their career in the NFC East and wound up in Green Bay.
That is absolutely remarkable. And if you think about comparing Micah Parsons to another Green Bay Packer great, if you just go through the stats, right? Clay Matthews.
Yeah.
Clay Matthews' best seasons as a Packer. I remember him being a force. Second in Defensive Player of the Year voting, I believe, and maybe third another time. But I remember him
he never won it.
Never won it. I remember him being an absolute force, though. His best seasons, he probably had 2 or 3 of them, have been every single one of Micah Parsons' seasons. From a production, from stats, from everything that you can measure, Micah Parsons.
Say that again. It's so powerful that I want you to say it again.
The best seasons that Clay Matthews has ever had as a Packer, he probably had 2 or 3 of them where you'd point to and say, this guy's a top defensive player in the NFL. Clay Matthews' best seasons has been Micah Parsons' season every single year.
Pow!
From production, from everything you can measure. So he has basically been at least, and oftentimes better, than the best Clay Matthews. And that is who is going to be in green and gold in almost a week.
I mean,
it's crazy.
It's crazy.
Are you so like?
How do you let how do you let a guy like that walk?
So that's a. Are you surprised? It kind of seems like an easy answer, but are you surprised that Green Bay is the one that landed him, or do you look?
Yes.
Because if you we talked to Jason Wilde yesterday, and he said, well, Goody's been involved in these conversations several times. Khalil Mack's
the big one.
You know, all the different things that would lead Goody to go outside of his normal risk-averse mentality. I am surprised, but the longer this goes on, I'm less and less surprised. Maybe reality is just
I'm at the acceptance stage as well. I mean, I'm still elated. I'm still stuck to the roof here at ESPN Milwaukee because of how excited I am, because of how big of a deal this is. But the fact that it is the Packers, Brad, right? Yeah. And there's a couple levels to this, because we just saw the $50 million documentary on Netflix where Jerry Jones says, well, that's the biggest loss I've ever had as an owner, right? Like, he was so depressed when the Packers whooped their ass in Dallas a couple of years ago, led by Jordan Love and that amazing performance. But so, yes, he hates the Packers. The Packers always beat him, and they're going to do it again in Week 4 on Sunday Night Football when the Packers go to Dallas. So the fact that, yes, he hates the Packers is part of this. Number 2, you're telling me of the other 30 teams available, nobody wanted to cough up 2 first-round picks and an aging D lineman?
Well, so that's what I wonder. This was the best offer. How was nobody willing to offer more?
And maybe Goody was just persistent and ahead of it, and Jerry finally reached his breaking point after the nap heard around the world on that training table Saturday. And he was just like, okay, I've got the offer. You're giving us Kenny Clark. We have a problem with our run defense. And Kenny Clark, by all means, he's still a good player. Like, and I've said this, the last 2 hours I've been on the air, but I don't want people to lose sight of how good Kenny Clark still is. He's still a very good football player. The Packers are losing a good football player. They're just getting like an all-time great football player back in return. At least we hope that continues into his Green Bay career. But Jerry views it as, okay, we have this problem at run defense, so we're bringing in a D tackle who can help us, a nose tackle. And we're also getting 2 first-round picks, which maybe we can flip into, a top 5 pick at some point. But that still doesn't, add up to me. This guy is the highest paid non-quarterback in NFL history. That's not an accident.
No.
That stuff doesn't happen on accident.
You don't just give that out with charity.
Right. It's not like, I want him that bad, I'm going to pay him $47 million. That doesn't happen that way.
Yeah.
He's that good. So for Jerry to reach a breaking point, thank you, buddy. I mean, he might be losing it a little bit in his old age. Did you see how many times he called him Michael in his press comments last night?
Rough. It was so funny, and the internet is so funny. All these memes that come out, right? Because Jerry came out and said, think about what we can do now with 4 draft picks. And he said, stay tuned. We could even use those draft picks to go acquire somebody great. And I saw all the comments being, you could use those 4 draft picks to go get a generational pass rusher. Use those draft picks to go get Micah Parsons. I mean, that's what's so crazy. But the more I think about it, if you were to distill the universe down of teams that would actually pull this off, you would need teams that actually willing to give up 2 first-round draft picks, teams have the cap space to sign a $47 million contract per year. That's no joke. And then teams that don't already have an elite pass rusher, because most of the great teams, most of the teams that would be willing to leverage everything the Packers did already have that pass rusher.
Yeah.
I even think about just real quickly the NFC North. Well, Minnesota has Hunter, Hutchinson has Detroit, and Montez Sweat. He's not in the elite category, but he's good.
Level, but he's good. Yeah, he's a good player.
You would look at it and say, well, D-end isn't a need. This is just the rare combination of an extreme need on a team that's one player away with the cap space and the desire and the gumption to actually pull it off.
I love that Brad's reverted back to like being a Packer fan. I can see the smile on your face, which is cool.
Yeah.
And obviously, I'm not saying you don't root for your former employers. Like, you want the Panthers
sure.
to succeed, which I think they might this year. You want the Jags to succeed, obviously, because you live there, you have a life there, you still go back there often. But like, I can see the smile on your face.
Yeah, it's the way I see it. I got 3 horses in the race, and I think that's okay. It's not like I played for the any NFC North team or the Cowboys or the 49ers. I played for, it's almost like, I don't know how to say this without being disparaging, but the Panthers and the Jags, at least right now, they're like the punters of the NFL. They're everybody's friend. They're not threatening. So you know what? I can be a fan of those 2 teams and also be like, you know what, Packers, I see you. Go Pack, go.
There we go. All right, that's Brad Nortman. I'm Alex Strofe hanging out with you. It's Kyle Bruston Nortman on ESPN, Wisconsin. Coming up next, you got a little taste of it with the Clay Matthews pop. And by the way, somebody chimed in. I lost it now, but here we go. Tyler on YouTube said, the Clay Matthews stat that you just threw out there, his best years are Micah Parsons' averages. It's just like Aaron Rodgers saying my Dan years are every other quarterback's career years. That's Micah Parsons to Clay Matthews.
That's very well said.
And Clay Matthews is a Packers legend and obviously had a huge impact at the Super Bowl 45 win back in 2010. But it's great. So that's just a taste of what you're going to get coming up next. Brad Nerdman. He's going to run you through some Micah Parsons things you need to hear. Don't touch that dial. Don't change that YouTube page. Brad Nerdman coming up next. It's KBN, ESPN, Wisconsin.
This is Kyle Bruston Nortman, KBN.
Well, the dance floor specifically. I'm still sore, man. I dance my booty off.
Well, you don't have muscles. You don't have a booty, so I don't know how you dance that. You ask your back off. Your back.
On ESPN Wisconsin and the ESPN Wisconsin app. Immediate live show streaming. A homepage customized just for you. The brand new ESPN Wisconsin app. Your state, your teams, your ESPN.
It isn't fair to just say they need to put pieces around Jordan Love in order to get to the Super Bowl, but it will also help if Jordan Love plays up to his potential.
The ESPN Wisconsin app. Everything in the palm of your hand.
Just going back to it's fine just doing it the Goody way and growing young and growing together.
Available in the Apple and Android App Store. Download the ESPN Wisconsin app today.
Moms and dads, do you wish you could know where your kids' shoes are at all times? Now you can with Skechers' newest Apple AirTag compatible sneakers, Find My Skechers. There's a clever hidden AirTag compartment under the shoe's insole. It's sleek, secure, and your child can't feel or see it. Then you can check where your kids' shoes are on the Find My app. Plus, they're available for boys and girls. Get Find My Skechers at Skechers.com, a Skechers store near you, or wherever kids' shoes are sold. Apple AirTags sold separately.
If your end of summer plans don't include a trip to Macy's, then you're missing out because our Labor Day sale has huge savings to wrap up the season in style. Like dresses from Karl Lagerfeld and INC, 100 and under. Plus, just what you need for fall, like Levi's for your whole crew, 30 to 40% off. It's also the best time to update your home with our lowest prices of the season on furniture, mattresses, and more. Hurry in. Macy's Labor Day sale is going on now. Savings off already reduced prices. Exclusions apply.
You're back at the gym. Your new gym outfit? On point. Your new sneakers? Baller. You've got this. Just like Associated Bank's got you with Access Checking. It's maintenance fee-free with no minimum balance requirements. So when you take your first yoga class in 10 months, your body might surprise you, but your checking account won't. You've got this with Access Checking from Associated Bank. See associatedbank.com/checking or ask a banker for details. Member FDIC.
This is an ad by BetterHelp.
These days, it feels like there's advice for everything. Cold plunges, gratitude journals, screen detoxes. But how do you know what actually works for you? Using trusted resources and talking to live therapists can help you break through the noise. As the largest online therapy provider in the world, BetterHelp can provide access to mental health professionals with a diverse variety of expertise. Talk it out with BetterHelp. Our listeners get 10% off the first month at BetterHelp.com/timeout. That's BetterHelp, HELP.com/timeout.
Fisco is always there for your auto body care. When accidents happen, Fisco Auto Body on Forest Home in Franklin is there when you need them. Got a broken mirror? They'll take care of it. Dented bumper? Scratch paint? Fisco Auto Body will take care of it. If there's any damage you need fixed, Fisco has you covered. Their expert workmanship is guaranteed for the life of your vehicle. So stop in for all of your auto bumps and dings. Once again, you know the line. That's Fisco.
Is your roof underperforming? Saggy shingles, leaky spots? Sounds like someone needs a little Evandale Roofing. They don't just patch things up, they go all the way. Tight, sealed, satisfied. It's the kind of roof that'll have your neighbors going,
Now that's a roof.
Evandale Roofing. They get on top so you don't have to. Call now. Your house deserves it.
Looking to transform your home with stylish furniture and home accessories without breaking the bank? At your local IKEA in Oak Creek, they believe everyone deserves a beautiful and affordable living experience that enhances your everyday life. From comfortable and fashionable sofas and sectionals, to kitchens full of inspiration, to bedrooms designed to help you find your best sleep and relaxation, IKEA's home furnishing combines form and function to fit any lifestyle and budget. Visit IKEA Oak Creek today or explore their collection online at ikea.com/US.
This is Kyle Bruston Nortman on ESPN Wisconsin and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
But then you gotta put your back into it. You gotta put your back into it.
Kyle Bruston Nortman continues. ESPN Wisconsin. Alex Stroh, Brad Nortman hanging out with you from the Gruber Offices One Call That's All Studios in downtown Milwaukee at the 3rd Street Market Hall. I just looked at the YouTube chat. I don't know if you've done that yet.
Not yet, but I will gladly dive in.
Somebody by the name of Ben Brust has chimed in.
Ben Brust.
Just in all capital letters with a lot of exclamation points. He types, Micah!
You know what, Ben deserves credit for as much focus taken away from his honeymoon as he had. However,
it's amazing she hasn't killed him yet.
That's what I'm saying. Like, he posted a video on Instagram, probably Twitter too,
that she recorded,
and he started by throwing her under the bus. My wife doesn't know who Micah Parsons is. These people don't know. They only know Cristiano Ronaldo. I said, on this man's honeymoon, he's taken his wife through the coals, and and you know what? Great teammate. KBN, he is the B in KBN, and he's been sending all of these ideas and stuff. But dude, oh boy, don't forget you're on your honeymoon, Ben.
He literally said everybody's congratulating him in the chat, as you should. 1 week married. He's made it a week. Good for Benny. But he's on his honeymoon abroad right now. It's much later there than it is here. And he chimes in and says, she doesn't know I'm chatting on here, so please don't tell her. Benny's the best.
Attaboy. Commitment to your craft.
All right, so we're going to get to Brad Nerdman, Statistic Brad, whatever else I called you, in just a moment. But first, let's hit the phone lines. 800-990-3776 is the Carbless Talk and Text line. Greg in Iowa, the lovely state of Iowa. You are on KBN. What's up, Greg?
Hey, guys. I was just curious what your thoughts were. I've been wondering this morning, is there any chance that Micah forced his way to Green Bay by – like the trade compensation doesn't seem to add up. Like the Cowboys didn't get enough. So part of me wonders if he basically forced his way there by refusing to sign a contract anywhere else.
Bingo. I was just about to say it, Greg. I think you nailed it right there. I think it's very possible. And we've talked about it a little bit, the connection between him and Jordan Love. They've worked out together in the offseason. They share the same agent. They have mutual respect. A clip was circulating online last night from back in February. Micah Parsons, welcome to the 21st century, does a podcast. And his guest at Radio Row, he did a live podcast which, like, I guess for some of our listening audience in Wisconsin, we do it once a year with Thanalysis. Thanasis Antetokounmpo's live podcast. His brother Giannis typically comes. We've done it the last 2 years at Potawatomi. It was similar to that. It was a similar setup. You had a live studio audience. They did a live podcast. It was on a stage, yada, yada. Jordan Love was Micah Parsons' guest on that. And he asked Jordan Love in that podcast, well, is there, free agency's coming up. Is there anybody you'd like to see come to Green Bay? And Jordan said to Micah, well, how about you? And there was a bunch of Cowboys fans in attendance, so they all booed him. Right? Of course. And Jordan goes, too many Cowboys here, so we'll talk about it later. And here we are, 6 months later. So yeah, I think to Greg, to answer your question, I do believe there may have been some of that at play where he said, yeah, I'm not signing there. Like, for example, I'm just going to throw out a random team. The Saints call.
I was thinking the same team as the hypothetical Strophy.
Telepathy, baby. The Saints call and they say, hey, we'll give you 3 first-round picks for Micah Parsons and we'll sign his new contract. And Micah says, I'm not going to a crappy team. They're going to be the worst team in the league. Why would I play there? I think there could be some of that. I don't know that it was quote-unquote forced because he didn't really have an option. He requested trade. He wanted to get out of there. But, yeah, I'm sure there might have been a little bit of, hey, do me a favor. You're going to get plenty back.
Yeah, it's rare that an NFL player, specifically, this happens maybe more in the NBA, but an NFL player has so much leverage that they can handpick a team. So I don't know if he handpicked Green Bay, but you can certainly, by process of elimination, say, I'm not going to New Orleans. I'm not going to, wherever. I'm not going to Indianapolis. There's plenty of places where he says no. And it is no coincidence that David Mulgeta, his agent, also the agent to Jordan Love, also the agent to Xavier McKinney. I believe Xavier McKinney was also asked about this a couple days ago.
Yeah.
And Xavier McKinney did a good job at towing the line of not, but he's like, but I love Micah Parsons. We're friends. Like, he's a great player. So I
also shares the same agent.
Same agent.
David
so I do
Mulgeta.
believe there's a level of he wanted to go to a contender, check for the Green Bay Packers. Wanted to go to a place where it's stable, check. Wanted to go to a place maybe he had some friends. And it sounds like Jordan Love and McKinney are friends indeed.
It's going to be it's just so cool, man. Like, as everybody knows, I'm just a ginormous Packers fan. I grew up in Green Bay. It's in my blood. Like, I love the green and gold. I bleed the green and gold. This is so crazy to me. I wasn't alive for the Reggie White stuff. I'm 26, so I was a little bit unborn when all the Reggie White stuff went down and they won that Super Bowl. So I didn't get to witness that. I saw the Woodson signing. I was around and coherent for the Woodson signing, and he is my all-time favorite Packers player. Charles Woodson is. What he did in Green Bay is what made him a Hall of Famer, and I just like it. It still feels bigger than all of that. It still feels bigger than all of that.
The Green Bay Packers have, for a long time, been associated with being an offensive franchise, right? Because mostly of the offensive head coaches, Holmgren, McCarthy, LaFleur. Yeah, all Hall of Fame, top 10 quarterbacks of all time. So almost always they've been associated with great offenses. And as a fan, you look at them and say, I'm excited to watch the offense. I'll put up with the defense, but I'm excited to watch the offense. Those years of Reggie White and Clay Matthews and Charles Woodson, you were equally excited to watch the defense. Mm-hmm. I don't know if I speak for fans in this way, but I'm maybe more excited to watch defense than I am offense. Maybe it's a coin flip, but to have a guy like Micah Parsons, the star power, the excitement, there is no level of, okay, I'll put up with watching this, average defense. It might be more fireworks on defense than on offense.
I see all of you chatting in on YouTube. We'll get to some of your comments. See them on the Cardinals Talking text line as well, 800-990-3776. We're going to push Brad Nerdman to next segment because it's a big day in Packerland when this happens. So after a bad loss or a big win, typically the Monday thereafter, you will hear callers call into multiple shows, right? You'll hear, we've got all sorts of guys and gals that will, they're so fired up or so pissed off that they will call into every show because they're listening all day and they're reacting all day and they're hearing the different perspectives and opinions. We call that the ESPN Wisconsin cycle, where you call into every show. It's a very rare feat around these parts. This guy is on his way. This will be the second time I've talked to him today. He's got a couple shows left to go. KBN happens to be one of them. Let's go to where I went to college, the lovely city of Stevens Point. Levi in Stevens Point, you're on KBN. Hi, Levi, for the second time today.
Yeah, I know, right? My goodness. What do I get if I get this Strofe?
I can't promise you anything because that's illegal on my end. So I'll give you a very firm handshake the next time I see you.
Will he be the first member of the ESPN Wisconsin cycle? It's like a wall of fame.
I don't know. We don't have a physical wall of fame. But
in theory.
I would imagine this probably isn't even Levi's first time completing the cycle, Levi. I would imagine after a big win or a bad loss, you've probably done this before.
I've never done the thing before that you brought up. I've never done it.
Okay, well,
Levi, are you more excited to watch the Packers offense or defense this upcoming season?
Ooh, that is a very, very, very good question. I'm more intrigued. This is very tough. I would just say I'm more excited about how the defense is going to do, though, with Micah now in the lineup. Boy, he could have 10-plus sacks again if he stays healthy. And also, when Strofe did his Mr. Irrelevant, his prediction for this year's win the Super Bowl, boy, that's a bold statement, my friend.
I don't think it's bold. All I said was, I think the Packers are going to win the Super Bowl this year. That's all I said. Is that bold?
Not anymore.
Yeah, thank you.
I mean, not anymore.
I mean, look, I've had 22-plus hours now to process it, and the way I've processed it, Bradley, is, well, Packers are Super Bowl champions. Yeah, it's okay.
It's
going to be pretty cool to watch.
If you're not saying that, if you're saying let's not even go there, because I think before this trade there was a level of they're on the outside looking in. They're not.
Yeah, they need a lot of things to fall in their way,
NFC
which they still do, by the way.
Yeah, for sure. Like NFC Championship, that would be a success. I don't think you say that anymore. I think the declaration from Goody is that this roster is ready with all except for one superstar on defense, and you went and got that superstar on defense. And by the way, Chris, can we pull that? Can we pull on KBN, ESPN? What are you more excited to watch?
I love that, yeah. That's a great poll.
For the Packers this season, offense or defense? Their offense or defense?
The brilliant mind of Brad Nortman. So on the text line.
Thank you.
Something I forgot about because I've been on the air the last 2 hours, so I haven't been able to tell either of you this, so I'm going to do it on the air. Greg in Iowa chimes in on the text line. Strofe, wanted to tell you on the phone, my kids love your parody songs, and they were not happy you didn't have one last week, even though I tried to explain you didn't because you were off because of Ben's wedding. I was off last Friday because of Ben's wedding.
That's right. But you probably didn't do one this week, right? Because with all the chaos?
My Packers parody song for this week will be playing at 3:30 this afternoon.
No! Who grinds like Alex Strofe?
There will be a Packers parody song at 3:30 this afternoon. I still need to send it to Chris so he can play it. We will play it at 3:30 this afternoon.
So, unbelievable, Strofe. Thank you for delivering. You're like Goody. You're like, you know what? I will find a way to make it happen. Is next week still the final song? Is that the arrangement?
So that's what I'm planning on because we might end up taking a vote if we continue it into the season. We might. Everybody I've talked to said you can't stop. You can't.
It's been remarkable. You know I'm your Paul Abdul. I know. You're doing great, baby.
Just much less drunk.
Exactly. But let me KBN Nation. Strofe has given me a little taste of what the epic ballad might be for the final song, but maybe it's just good enough to keep on going through the season. You're not going to want to miss this Friday, happening at 3:30. You need to set an alarm for Friday at 3:30 next week if you decide to go with that route.
I'm going to continue with that route. Actually, I believe the opening line, without giving it away, has actually made more sense now. Given what?
Oh, you did tell me that. You're totally right.
Yeah, I
got chills.
Yeah. Next week's is going to be unbelievable. It's a total production. I've been working on it for weeks. I need to scrap a little bit. But this week's, I will say, I did it pretty quickly. It might be the best sing-along anthem I've done yet. So we'll do that at 3:30 this afternoon. All right, Brad Nertman, Statistical Brad. That is coming up next with the addition of Micah Parsons here on ESPN Wisconsin. You're not going to want to miss this. Brad, when he gets in his bag with stuff like this, is at his absolute best. So you're not going to want to miss Brad talking about Micah Parsons and just how big this move is for the Packers. That is next. It's Kyle Brust and Nortman, ESPN Wisconsin.
You're listening to Kyle Brust and Nortman, KBN.
I'm a tool. My name is Ben Brust, and I'm a tool.
On ESPN Wisconsin and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
Get ready to say goodbye to those bland seltzers at the ballpark. Carbless is proudly Wisconsin-born, crafted by real people. A husband and wife team who wanted better cocktails in a can. They're locally made and blissfully better. Carbless offers a bold, true cocktail flavor that's made for baseball fans. Available in fan-favorite flavors like lemon lime, black raspberry, cranberry, and mango, bringing the craft cocktail bar to your seat. Refreshment that matches the energy of American Family Field is Carbless. Full of flavor, no sugar, and no carbs. Just game day bliss.
Okay, gang, we have to talk about the all-new ESPN app. The most live sports, the best championship moments, and so much more. Monday Night Football, college football, NBA, WNBA, NHL, NWSL, college hoops, volleyball, softball, gymnastics, lacrosse. The list goes on and on. Plus, shows like SportsCenter with SVP, First Take with Stephen A, College Game Day, the entire 30 for 30 library. It is all of ESPN, all in one place. Sign up now.
Your path to a degree should fit your life, not the other way around. At Lakeland University, you can personalize every part of your college experience. With a main campus in Sheboygan, evening classes across the state, and flexible online options, you choose how and when you learn. Just graduated high school, changing careers, juggling work and life, they've got options for you. You can even earn credit for experience you already have or for the work you're doing now, saving time and money. Start customizing your future today at lakeland.edu/ESPN. Lakeland University. Experience it your way.
Pull up to Potawatomi Casino Hotel Milwaukee and shoot your shot at big wins for Sweet Ticket September. Play with your rewards card for entries. Score triple on drawing Thursday. Win slam dunk prizes like cash, reward plate, and tickets to see the Milwaukee Bucks in action. Sweet Ticket September. You ready for this? Only at Potawatomi. More info online. Must be 21 and a rewards member to play.
At Citizens Bank, we believe banking is more than transactions. It's about being recognized and remembered. It's feeling like you're understood and supported along the way. It's the small stuff that says, we know you. Because when your bank gets you, banking just feels better. Citizens Bank. Bank where you belong. Learn more at citizensbankwi.bank/belong. Citizens Bank is member FDIC.
Did you forget the first day of school is this week and little Nancy still needs her name embroidered on her backpack? Or the company shirts are due now, not next week? Maybe the boss just declared Steve's retirement party is today and the shirts are mandatory? Whatever the rush, Big Frog Custom T-shirts and more in Mequon has got you covered with fast turnarounds, no minimums, eco-friendly printing, and high-quality custom apparel. Big Frog brings your custom ideas to life fast. Stop by Big Frog in Mequon or visit bigfrog.com/Mequon. Big Frog Custom T-shirts and more, where your ideas leap to life.
Kyle Brust-Nortman's Ben Brust here for Grimal and Associates Insurance. They do what anyone with a growing family, like myself, does. Protect what matters most. Grimal and Associates specializes in coverage that's tailored exactly to you. Clients aren't just policies. They're part of their community. Personalized American Family Insurance back service, expert guidance, and genuine commitment. Grimal and Associates focuses on building trusted relationships and providing peace of mind. The same values they've had for over 30 years in the Milwaukee area. Connect with Grimal and Associates at teamgrimal.com.
Crispy chicken tenders are now at Cousin Subs. Enjoy them with your favorite dipping sauce, or try them in one of our 2 new subs, Classic Crispy Chicken or Bold Buffalo Ranch Crispy Chicken. Both served on our fresh baked bread, made with quality you can taste. But hurry, these crispy favorites are only here for a limited time. Order in store, online, or on the app today. Cousin Subs. We believe in better.
This is Kyle Brust-Nortman, KBN, on ESPN Wisconsin, ESPN Milwaukee on YouTube, and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
Kyle Brust-Nortman continues, ESPN Wisconsin. Alex Stroh, Brad Nortman hanging out with you. Chris Larson, Pebble, as Homer affectionately calls him. I think you're more of a rock, Pebble, just so you know.
Trying to grow into it.
Working hard at that.
After that's a boulder.
After that, it's a boulder, and then what's after that? What's the evolution of Pebble's nickname?
What's bigger than a boulder? I don't know. Boulders are
Avalanche?
Big.
That's bad, though, isn't it?
Yeah, and avalanche is snow.
Oh, okay. That just shows you how smart I am.
Not a geologist.
Clearly, I am not either.
It's probably like a mountain, probably.
Oh, the mountain. Actually, that's a great nickname for somebody. The mountain?
The mountain. How is that not someone's already nickname? That's an incredible nickname.
That's a really good nickname. All
Chris, you're our mountain.
All right, time now for Brad Nerdman. Brad is the best at crunching some numbers and trying to put into perspective just how big and how impactful this Micah Parsons trade and signing is for the Green Bay Packers, I defer to Brad Nerdman.
Guys, and that's exactly what I wanted to do, because this trade happened. It hit 4 o'clock on KBN. It's a reaction. I'm watching the Badgers, but this morning I'm like, I need to digest just how great Micah Parsons is, and that's exactly what I'm going to do. Strofe already gave you one of mine. I'm just going to repeat it for those that might have missed it. 2 players in NFL history have had 12 or more sacks every single season for their first 4 seasons. First person to do it, Reggie White. Second player to do it, Micah Parsons. For a little bit, I'm going to repeat the other one I said again for Clay Matthews. We all love Clay Matthews. I remember him being a wrecking ball. Clay Matthews, his best seasons in the NFL, probably had 2 or 3 of them, has been Micah Parsons every single season. He has eclipsed or done what Clay Matthews did when he was a Green Bay Packer. Now, how about a little bit more depth when it comes to this? So, 52.5 sacks. That's how many sacks Micah Parsons has had since he's entered the league. 5th most in NFL history for a first 4 seasons in the NFL. How about this one? When it comes to pressure rate, right? Like, so how about actually making the quarterback feel pressured? They keep track of that, not just sacks, but pressure rate. Since 2006, so the last 20 years, if you take any player's 4-year span, Micah Parsons has the best 4-year span of pressure rate in the last 20 years. It's not really close. For context, second place was Von Miller when he wiped the floor with us Carolina Panthers. Those years when he was a Denver Bronco, he was second. Aaron Donald in his prime is third. Micah Parsons' first 4 years, best pressure rate of any other D lineman over the last 20 years, and he is over Von Miller, Aaron Donald, TJ Watt, JJ Watt, all of those guys. So arguably, best pressure rate of the last 20 years. Statistically speaking, he's the most double-teamed player in the NFL. How about that? He has all this production, and he's the most double-teamed player in the NFL. How about this one? Even though he is the most double-teamed player in the NFL, which is on average a third of his snaps he's double-teamed, he has the highest pass rush win rate over Myles Garrett. Myles Garrett comes in second. Next Gen Stats by ESPN. If I'm going a little fast, I can slow down a little bit. I'm just getting excited.
Okay, I'm just trying to comprehend and digest it all.
I'll do a quick review at the end. Next Gen Stats by ESPN. They went and they do all of their deep level statistics, right? Where do you think Micah Parsons ended up on that? 99th percentile. Ooh. Highest of all pass rushers tracked since they've started doing that in recent history. How about this one? 4th in NFL history for sacks per game, right? Because he missed a couple games last year, so it's like, well, he had 12 sacks, but he played 13 games. Sacks per game, 4th in NFL history. He's only behind TJ Watt, Myles Garrett, and Reggie White, and believe me when I tell you, just fractionally behind them as far as sacks per game. He's right above Lawrence Taylor and DeMarcus Ware. Number 4 in sacks per game. Second highest Pro Football Focus pass rush grade since entering the NFL. They do all these rankings, right? Top 100 players, all that kind of stuff. If you were to take, I took 6 different areas, like different publications, NFL, ESPN, Sports Illustrated. He averages 9.5. The 9.5 best player in all of the NFL. And Washington Post did an article.
The Washington Post?
The Washington Post did an article on ranking all non-quarterbacks in the NFL. Micah Parsons is number 1.
Wow.
Oh, this is a fun one. This is a fun one, Strofe.
Where are we going to now? The LA Times?
Okay.
The New York Post?
This is just pure stats.
The Denver News.
Not only that's how you know how deep I got. And Washington Post, that's the Commanders. That's the enemy of the Dallas Cowboys.
Now we go to the Minneapolis Tribune.
This is a fun one. Not only is he consistently one of the fastest D linemen in the NFL in get-off time, there was a game in 2003 where Micah Parsons set a record for fastest get-off time in a game with 0.5 seconds average get-off time. In that game, most by any defender since he entered the league. Fastest get-off time of any game from 2021. He had 9 pressures and 2 sacks that game. Summarized by Pro Football Focus. Since Parsons has entered the league, quote, he leads or only trails slightly in nearly every possible metric. Wow. So to review, that's too much to review. Go back and
That's
listen.
too much review.
Go back and listen. That's
No, to review, Micah Parsons is unbelievable.
He's unbelievable. He's doubled more than anybody in the league. And with that, he still has the most production of basically anybody, not only in the previous 4 years, but statistically speaking, he's already ranking among the elite of NFL history.
Wow. That's what the Packers acquired yesterday.
That's who they acquired.
It's truly hard to believe.
The only question truly is, can he match or even slightly improve on what he's done? And that's the only question, because they're paying him, and the compensation to receive him was commensurate for what I just read. All-time elite player. And if he continues this, you will look back and say, deal. It was an absolute deal. It was a steal. The only risk is if he doesn't keep doing what he's already doing, but you would think he's 26, he's continuing to enter his prime. There's no reason to believe he shouldn't do the kind of things you just read on. And we talked about Rashawn Gary. I don't remember if that was the break or if that was on air. We talked about
that was in the break.
So how does this affect someone like Rashawn Gary?
It only helps him, right?
Rashawn, if you're playing the Packers last year, who are you double teaming? Because you get to double team a guy if you want to. Who are you double teaming?
Well, I know who I'm double teaming. It's Micah Parsons.
Right. But last year, probably Rashawn Gary.
Rashawn Gary, last year, yes.
So Rashawn Gary's going to have plenty of opportunities to be single team this year. So his sack number should improve.
Yeah.
Micah Parsons is elite level production when you're double teaming him. It's going to be nasty.
Look, I've said this a few times. Like, I truly believe everybody will get better because of this. That's how big of a deal this is. Micah Parsons is going to also get his because he's that dominant and good of a player. But Rashawn Gary is a good player. We've given him a hard time because he's paid like a great player. He's paid like an elite pass rusher. But he's been good. But that ever so elusive double-digit sack season is something he's never done.
Yeah.
This might be the year for that. Because the Packers are going to have the best, debatably, or one of the best pass rushers in the world in Micah Parsons. And a really good one on the other side, who, to your point, is going to be single-teamed a lot of the time. And Lucas Van Ness might have a good year.
And it's not only that. Areas of concern for this team. Cornerback position. When the quarterback only has 3 seconds or less to throw, boy, that makes the job a lot easier for that cornerback room. So you might look at that eye-popping number of $47 million per year, but the reality is that gets spread out throughout the defense. You can discount a couple different areas because those guys, they're going to likely outperform their contract when you got a guy like Micah Parsons.
John in the YouTube chat, ESPN Milwaukee. Let's just keep our focus on big sacks, gentlemen. Big sacks.
Big sacks.
Big sacks only.
Big sacks only. I'm a fan of big sacks.
I'm also a fan of big sacks.
Okay.
Rashawn Gary and Micah Parsons going to have a few of those this year.
It's going to be a treat, Strophy. It's going to be a treat.
You're in La La Land over there. Brad Nortman, Alex Strophy. It's Kyle Preston Nortman on ESPN Wisconsin. We'll continue to react with you. Want to hear from you on the Cardinals Talking text line. Super Bowl or bust for the Green Bay Packers in the next couple of years. I imagine you say yes, but would love to hear from you on that also. Which side of the ball are you more excited to see, offense or defense? That's what we'll get into coming up next. 800-990-3776 is the Carbless Talking text line. Liz is more with Carbless. Again, the number 800-990-ESPN. Your way into Kyle Preston Nortman with Strofe and Nortman and Pebble Mountain producing the show today. More Kyle Preston Nortman right after this.
This is Kyle Preston Nortman.
You know Italian. What do you mean?
You know Italian?
You do know Italian.
You know Italian.
Yeah,
he's right.
Oui, oui. That's French, but you had gelato.
On ESPN Wisconsin and the ESPN Wisconsin app. With Wilde and Tausch, you won't miss a play.
Goody was ahead of the curve. He deserves a ton of credit. He went out and got a backup quarterback last year, and now you're seeing a bunch of teams doing this.
Presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin.
He was the trendsetter last year to go out and get Malik Willis and then have him play at the level that he did. If a team called them today with a third-round pick offer for Malik Willis, I think you're right. They're saying no.
Weekdays from 9 to noon on 94.5 ESPN, ESPN Milwaukee's YouTube channel, and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
When it comes to joint replacement, you want the best care available. The Orthopedic Surgery Center in Pewaukee is a leader in joint replacement, offering same-day surgery with advanced technology. Their team of experts specializes in knee, hip, and shoulder replacements, using the latest techniques to minimize pain and recovery time. By choosing them, you're choosing a center focused on providing specialized care tailored to your needs. The team at Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin can get you back to what matters, living pain-free.
And their prices are more affordable than urgent care or the ER. And they'll send a full report to your primary care doctor. Why wait at the ER? Walk in to Ortho ASAP for faster, more affordable care.
Total joint replacement. There is a difference. Visit orthowisconsin.com. That's orthowisconsin.com.
Steinhaffel's biggest Labor Day sale ever is happening now. Save 10% off store-wide or use Steinhaffel's 60-month 0% financing and get $50 instant cash back for every $4.99 you spend. Plus, buy a premium mattress and get free premier delivery on your entire order. And get amazing doorbusters like a Sealy mattress for only $199. Sofas starting at just $299. Shop Steinhaffel's Labor Day sale in-store or online at steinhaffels.com.
Hi, this is Michelle Vasco, CPA and team member at the Neal Group. So you filed your return and owe the IRS money you can't pay, or you haven't filed a return for years because you are afraid you will owe the IRS. Whether it is income taxes, payroll taxes, or sales tax, we can help. Often we can file back tax returns and get your refund. We negotiate payment plans with the IRS or settle with the IRS for sometimes pennies on the dollar. We get the interest and penalties reduced, which are many times greater than the original tax owed because so much time has passed. Stop the sleepless nights and worrying they will wipe out your bank account and garnish your wages. Your situation will not go away if you bury your head in the sand. The first meeting is free. Call now, 414-325-2040, or visit neilgroup.net. You earned it. We help you keep it. That's 414-325-2040 or nealgroup.net.
Are you sick and tired of sad, skimpy, frozen pizzas that lack toppings and flavor? Problem solved. Screamin' Sicilian brings the party to pizza with mountains of whole milk mozzarella, premium meats, and veggies stacked to the sky. No tweaks necessary. Just tons of toppings and amazing flavor. Just bake it, bite it, and let it rip. Mamma mia! Find Screamin' Sicilian in your local grocer's freezer section. Screamin' Sicilian. Toppings piled high, screaming loud, always delicious.
Back to school means back to savings with Exterior Pros and Baths. Right now, get $3,000 off your roofing, your siding, your windows, or your bath project during the fall savings event. Don't wait. Call 262-800-4274 or visit extpros.com to claim your $3,000 savings and book your free estimate. Exterior Pros and Baths, Wisconsin's trusted home improvement experts. Trust the pros.
You're listening to Kyle Brust and Nortman, KBN, on ESPN Wisconsin, ESPN Milwaukee on YouTube, and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
Brust and Nortman, ESPN, Wisconsin. Alex Strofe, Brad Nortman hanging out with you. Chris Larson, Pebble running the show for us this afternoon. Plenty to get to, plenty to talk about. I mean, I feel like we haven't even taken like a ginormous bite out of this Micah Parsons apple because there's just so much to it. The fact that they trade for a 3-time All-Pro, 4-time Pro Bowler who's only been in the league for 4 years and has averaged 12 sacks a season at minimum. The fact that their defensive line and pass rush just dramatically improved. The fact that their defense just dramatically improved. The fact that their Super Bowl chances have just skyrocketed. I mean, everything has changed about the Green Bay Packers as we know it in one move. Maybe not everything. I think we knew they were a playoff team and we knew they were a good team. But they've gone from good to really, 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 really good, really, 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 really fast. And that's the most entertaining part for me. So I do want to get to the offense versus defense discussion, which you're more excited to see, because, I mean, there's intriguing parts on both sides of the ball right now when it comes to the Green Bay Packers. We have a ton more to get to. We do have my parody song coming up at 3:30. I still made one, even though it's been a busy 24-plus hours. Hold on. I haven't asked you this yet, on or off the air. Give me one word to describe the Badgers game before we get back to Packers.
Bland.
Okay, good stuff. That's well, maybe we'll talk about it more later, but probably not. All right, let's roll some phone calls. 800-990-3776 is the Cardinals Talking text line. 800-990-3776. I love talking to the people.
Oh, yeah.
And I love talking to people with interesting stories. Jason and Jefferson, you're on KBN. Jason, I hear you have an interesting story. Tell us more.
This is what I want to tell you. Look, I used to be a diehard Cowboy fan, and I moved up here. I'm a union pipe welder, and the Micah Parsons trade. I'm sick of the Cowboys. You know what I mean? Look, Micah Parsons, he's a freak. You know what I'm saying? He was the best person on Dallas.
Yeah.
And I'm going down and buy me a Micah Parsons. Whenever they get him, I don't know if it's too early to get a Micah Parsons. My girlfriend's a Packer fan.
It is not too early. You can actually go to the pro shop. You can pre-order. He hasn't even chosen a number yet. He's between 0 and 1, which we might talk about at some point. But
guess what? Hey, it don't even matter. He's a record, dude. Look, and check this out. I work at Microsoft in 597. The local union. I'm at 118, but the 597 is solid Chicago. And I'm telling them, how about them Packers? You know what I'm saying?
I like it, Jason. Welcome to the team. Welcome to the team, Jason. We the bandwagon's open for any Cowboys fans that want to jump off the Cowboys. I'm just throwing that out there. I am not a judgmental person. I know Cowboys fans of scars. I know Bears fans of scars. I know Vikings fans of scars. I know Lions fans of scars. If you have seen the dark side, actually, I talked to a buddy yesterday, Brad, who's been a Jets fan his whole life. He posted on the internet last night, hey, I'm not a Jets fan anymore. I'm a Packers fan. You can hit me with any complaints, but I'm a Packers fan now.
I mean, come on in. The water is warm.
It is.
I mean, I will say this, too. In my time living abroad outside the state of Wisconsin, the Packer faithful has its hands everywhere. The tentacles of Packer fans is everywhere.
I've noticed that's a word you like a lot.
Tentacles?
Yeah, you use that one a lot.
Yeah, they're strong, they're suctiony, they're unique. What isn't there to love about tentacles?
You should have seen Chris Larson's face when you said suctiony. I think it made everybody listening to that uncomfortable when you said suctiony.
Yeah, they're equal parts cozy but suffocating. It's wonderful. Tentacles.
Is that your favorite word in the English language?
It is today. It's recently. It's recently climbed.
Have I told you my favorite word?
Pocket.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah,
good job. Pocket, versatile word.
And I believe there's no bones in a tentacle. It's all muscle. Fascinating.
You said equal parts comforting and equal parts suffocating.
Yeah, because imagine being caressed in tentacles. If it was a loving embrace, if tentacles gave you a loving embrace, there is probably no greater sense of security and safety and coziness than being in tentacles. But meanwhile, that sense of coziness could be eradicated quickly with a tight squeeze that is then equal parts suffocating.
I'm suffocated by your terminology right now. All right, let's stick with the phone calls. Hopefully this one isn't as weird as Brad is today. Let's go to Ken, who's driving around the state of Wisconsin. Ken, you're on KBN with dork Brad Norman and Alex Strofe. Go ahead.
Thanks. I'm ecstatic about getting Parsons. Don't get me wrong, but giving up Clark, our run game, always in the past, we've always been killed by the big run games. Like San Francisco championship game and all that stuff. So giving up Clark, how is that gonna help us in the run game?
I've got a good answer for you. So hopefully I can help calm some nerves for that. Because also part of my statistical looking into.
You're going to talk about tentacles again and suffocating?
Yeah. The tentacles of my research reached strange places. And my tentacles are able to suck up some information that might allow you to sleep a little bit better at night. So obviously a lot of my stats revolved around Micah Parsons as a pass rusher, right? Pro Football Focus, you could say, well, is it good? Is it bad? It is one of the more respected and deep analytical ones of breaking down stats and film and whatnot. So Micah Parsons' run defense grade. We could all agree it's not great, right? It's more of slightly better than average, right? 65.5 was the run defense grade, 72nd of all edge rushers. So definitely not bad, but not like an elite run stopper, but not horrible. But if you were to would you be surprised if I told you Kenny Clark's run defense grade last year, 57.1, lower than what Micah Parsons was last season? Now we know Kenny Clark had a down year and all that, but I think that losing Kenny Clark, but getting Micah Parsons, it is an immense, incalculable benefit to your pass rush. I'm not sure there's a huge drop-off in run defense. And if it is, it's slight, and it's certainly worth it. But I think that's where, and I'll get your reaction, I think that's where Jeff Hafley is also a little bit of a mastermind.
Yep.
And let's not forget, this team runs deep with D tackles. And I will say, this is where you could even put Lucas Van Ness, who is a guy who could rush the passer. And if we hope he takes the next step forward, he's kind of a heavy-handed type of DN and D lineman. So they've got plenty of opportunity there. And it just so happens that Isaiah McDuffie, Quay Walker, and Adrian Cooper, they're speedsters, but they can thump a little bit too. I think that Jeff Hafley's system is very good at stopping the run, because even with a worse year for Kenny Clark last year, Packers still 7th in rush defense last year.
Yeah, but obviously, and I think to Ken's point, there is some concern because you lose a consistent interior lineman.
Yeah,
right?
and he gobbles up offensive
And now
linemen.
it's next man up. But I guess the hero of that only divisional win last year against the Chicago Bears on the tipped field goal, Carl Brooks, will likely be your other starter in the interior. He better step up. It's next man up. But again, I think we have to acknowledge how good your outsides are now, right? With Rashawn Gary on one end and obviously Micah Parsons on the other. It's a really good defensive line. And it's a team that's going to have to be considered. Obviously, cornerback is still a little bit concerning, but bringing an extra pass rusher who's that good in is going to help elevate your cornerbacks. And I mean, quarterbacks are going to naturally have less time to throw now. Like, all of this is good. It all works together. So, all in all, yes, I hear the concern from Ken on losing Kenny Clark because, again, Kenny Clark's a good player. Still got some tread left on the tires. I think he's going to go to Dallas and succeed. I think he's a really good player. But when it comes to the run defense, the defense got better as a whole. I'm not too concerned. It's next man up. And obviously, we're going to have to figure out who fills that hole left by him. But it's a good opportunity for Devontae Wyatt now, who's on that 5th-year option. It's on the 4th year of his deal, but a 5th-year option overall for Devontae Wyatt. All right, we will get to some more phone calls. Pete, I see you. Mitch, I see you. I see a couple other calling in and chiming in on the Cardless Talk and text line, 800-990-3776. Your way into Kyle Bruston-Nortman. That's Brad Nortman. I'm Alex Strofe. Chris Larson is running the show for us today on ESPN Wisconsin. Before we get to a breakdown, Bradley, Gina Della from Pella and the great team at Pella Windows and Doors.
I mean, talk about somebody who you would just trade the farm for, and that is Gina Della. Just like Goody's trading whatever it takes to get in Micah Parsons, you would do that for Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. But I'm here to tell you, you don't necessarily have to do that, because Pella Windows and Doors will meet you where you're at when it comes to your project budget and ways to finance. And there's no better time to finance than right now. Because if you order or set up a meeting by August 31st, it's only 2 days away, you're going to get 0% interest for up to 5 years. That's right, 5 years into the 2030s to get 0% interest, be able to enjoy those Pella Windows and Doors right now. If you're like me, the weather's crisp and cool outside, you're opening your windows and doors much more than you normally would. So you're probably reminded, I really can't put off this project any longer. Now's the time to do it. And no better time to do it than right now with Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. So visit PellaWI.com today, take advantage of that deal, and transform your home from the inside out with Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin.
800-990-3776. Your thoughts on all things Micah Parsons. We will get to you coming up next. It's Kyle Bruston-Nortman, ESPN Wisconsin.
For the first time, you can stream all of ESPN all in one place. And guys, it's changed the game for me personally. All the best live sports, the most championship moments, studio shows, documentaries, and originals, too many to even name them all. Plus, all these great new features, like watching 4 games at once in multi-view, your fantasy team updates live in-game, Sports Center customized just for you. They thought of everything to make this the ultimate destination for fans. You gotta check it out. Sign up for the all-new ESPN app, like right now.
Life's better with American Family Insurance because we know it's not just a car, it also drives your children's dreams. So whether you're going to soccer practice, robotics club, or opening night in the school play, we help protect those dreams. Save up to 23% when you bundle auto and home. American Family Insurance. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Products not available in every state. Visit amfam.com to learn how discounts may apply to you. American Family Mutual Insurance Company, SI, and its operating company, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
From the biggest stars to the greatest moments, Behind the Bucks is Bucks history like you've never heard it before. It's all on Behind the Bucks on the Bucks Plus Audio Network. Behind the Bucks is presented by Gallagher, your trusted insurance broker and HR and benefits consultant. Available now on bucks.com/plus, the Bucks app, the new ESPN Wisconsin app, and wherever you get podcasts.
Hey, this is the Fat Jack, and football season is here. Are you ready to make some money? My Week 0 plays were absolutely on fire. 13-2 across all sports during Saturday of Week 0. Now it's Week 1 of the college football season. Are you ready to make money? Go to FatJackSports.com. It's less than $100 a week to turn a profit betting the games. All the games are documented, they're posted, and you'll get a recommended betting guide that will help you make money betting on sports this week. FatJackSports.com. Sign up today and win this weekend.
Tune in to KBN every day at 2 o'clock. Kyle Brust and Nortman. 94.5 ESPN is WKTI and WKTI HD, Milwaukee.
A locally owned Good Karma brand station.
Broadcasting live from the Gruber Law Office's One Call That's All studio at the Avenue in downtown Milwaukee. This is Kyle Brust and Nortman, KBN on ESPN Wisconsin. Here's Kyle Wallace, Ben Brust, and Brad Nortman.
Michael, why don't you grab Micah?
Jerry Jones ain't trading him.
I can't believe I'm about to say these words. Wow. Micah Parsons is a Green Bay Packer.
This is something that I never thought would happen.
I'm kind of rolling this morning. You're kind of like, did that really happen?
The defense should be better than the offense.
This is the day of August 28th, 2025 that Packers fans will talk about forever.
Knocking on the door, Brian Gutekunst put his foot through the door, knocked it open, put the entire league on notice.
They overpaid for him.
Done only one other pass rusher of the NFL to have at least a dozen sacks in the first 4 years of his career. That's what you want.
I used the term fleeced yesterday, and I wasn't sure if I was being hyperbolic. And Mr. Golden Fleece, green and golden fleece.
Green and golden fleece, indeed, as the Packers acquire outside linebacker, defensive end, edge rusher, stud, 3-time All-Pro, Micah Parsons. I almost said Micah Robinson because the Packers just signed him to the practice squad moments ago.
Oh, wow.
They decided 2 days in a row they needed Micah news. So Micah Robinson.
Powerful name.
Yeah, it is. Now they've got two of them. Brad Nortman, Alex Strofe with you. Chris Larson running the show. It's Kyle Brust and Nortman, ESPN Wisconsin, ESPN Milwaukee, ESPN Madison on YouTube, the all-new ESPN Wisconsin app. People are still reeling from Tentacle Brad.
Oh. Has people never considered the power and range of tentacles?
Stop it. Stop. Chris chimes. Actually, I'm not going to read that. Adam chimes in. That is by far the most bizarre analogy Brad has ever given. Yeah, it without a doubt is.
Say what you want, but of all the sea creatures, I would not want to meet in the ocean. The giant squid has to be at the top of the list.
How about a great white shark? Killer whale.
Squid.
Let's continue to get some phone calls. Love seeing everybody from KBN Nation chime in on what is a historic couple of days here for almost coming up on 24 hours. We're at 23 hours and 8 minutes since the news was announced for the Green Bay Packers. I can't get over it. It's unbelievable. We're 9 days away from game day. I cannot wait to see Micah Parsons in a Packers jersey going after Jared Goff in 9 days.
Okay, speaking about that, listening to Wilde and Tausch this morning, 9 to noon across ESPN Wisconsin, they were talking about a pitch count for Micah Parsons, right? Because he hasn't really done much all training camp. He's going to come and quick turnaround. Do you have any level of concern for this critical early week of the Lions and the Commanders? Two games where, I mean, you can't go 0-2. Going 1-1 would be a victory of sorts, I guess. But for a team that's Super Bowl bound or trying to win the division, you can't go 0-2. Do you have any level of concern that he might be on a pitch count and maybe not ready for week 1?
No. Okay, here's how I look at his back injury that he was allegedly getting a second opinion on. Spinal. He was getting a second opinion on. You know what? You're older than me, so you might know this better than me. I'm not trying to age you by any means, but you're older than me. You might understand this a little bit better. You ever sleep weird and you wake up and go, kind of hurts?
Yeah, more and more, unfortunately.
You know, Micah Parsons took a nap on that training table. I think he kind of just slept on it weird.
Yeah, not known for its lumbar support training tables.
Yeah, no, that's a good point by you. Not known for its lumbar support. That is not an IKEA mattress by any means.
Not therapeutic.
No. Yeah, he's fine. Is he on a pitch count? Maybe because he doesn't know the scheme, but also like It's Micah freaking Parsons, dude. Just go out there and wreak havoc. I don't care what you do. Just go.
I guess the reality is if you play, 70 defensive snaps, maybe he doesn't play 35 of the first down likely run plays.
Yeah.
Any given passing down, he's out there, and he's going to do what he does best anyway.
Yeah,
so
he'll be fine.
Yeah.
He'll be fine. All right, let's go to the phones. 800-990-3776. Let's start in Cedarburg. Mitch in Cedarburg, appreciate your patience. You are on KBN. What's up, Mitch?
Hey there. I just got a lot of excitement, every time that this tentacle sucker of joy comes around and
nice.
pulls a little bit of Micah excitement out. I just think about Xavier McKinney in the background coming and grabbing that ball. And then I think about Edrin Cooper running down that middle and getting his own sack. So it's just, the more that you think more about Parsons, I'm just so excited about this defense and what they're going to do. And our Super Bowl window is not a window. It's a garage door that's ripped wide open, and it's ready to go.
Damn, that's a good call by Mitch right there. Well done, Mitch.
That's a healthy analogy.
You're such a dork. He threw in the tentacle reference at the top there for you. Yeah, Mitch, look, I think you're pointing at something that we probably haven't done a good enough job of, the last 3 hours, the two of us have been on the air together, which would be the 1 hour of the Micah Parsons trade yesterday and then the first 2 hours today, is they have an elite player or a player you feel like can be elite at every level of the defense, right? Micah Parsons has obviously already reached elite level. He mentioned Xavier McKinney at safety. He was an All-Pro last year, so you can go ahead and dub him elite. And Edrin Cooper won 2 Defensive Player of the Week awards, not rookie, Defensive Player of the Week awards in the NFC last year. He's the first Packer to do that since Clay Matthews. He is the first Packers rookie to do that, ever.
Yeah, it's one of the reasons why we pose the question, which side of the ball are you most excited to watch for the Green Bay Packers, offense or defense? I'm casting my vote for the defense because I just love watching greatness, Strofe, and there's greatness littered all over that field. And we know there's bona fide proven greatness in Micah Parsons and Xavier McKinney, but you talk about all the young talent that is trending toward greatness. You just talked about Edrin Cooper, an absolute flash on the football field. Mm-hmm. He's a playmaker, a walking playmaker. In 8 games, I think that I have the most, maybe outside of McKinney, I have the most visceral memories of Edrin Cooper making plays. He only played 8 games, but you even think about Evan Williams. He is a stud. He's a missile coming down there, playing next to Xavier McKinney. So when I look at Super Bowl teams and I say, man, at every level they got studs. How do you beat them? That's now the Green Bay Packers.
Totally.
Now, and they're not perfect, right? You still look at the cornerback room and you say, well, we'd love a bona fide cornerback one and interior D line. But if you even ask, Jason Wilde about his most optimistic player, he sings the praises of Quay Walker turning the corner before he had his injury last year. And Isaiah McDuffie is so consistent. So this defense has gone from liability 2 years ago to a reason why this team had success to maybe the reason why this team will have success next year. It's that big of a difference. I just love watching greatness, and there's greatness all over that defense.
An analogy or a phrase I always struggle with, which I'm going to get right today. A rising tide lifts all boats, right? So that would be
back to the sea.
Kind of viewing like, I hate you. I literally hate you. I hate you.
Rising tide's
rising tide lifts all boats. So what that essentially means is floor and ceiling, right? The ceiling of the defense was lifted yesterday by adding an elite defender in Micah Parsons. So the basement for the defense is now very high because now it's going to take pressure off the cornerbacks. It's going to take pressure off the safeties. It's going to take pressure off Rashawn Gary. It's going to take pressure off Edrin Cooper when he's flying around attempting to make plays. Micah Parsons just changed the expectations for this defense. Now, in regards to the question we're asking you, 800-990-3776, which group are you more excited to watch, the offense or the defense for the Packers in 2025? I actually go offense. Here's why. I saw what I needed to see last year out of the Packers defense to know they're a good defense and a group I can trust.
Oh, yeah.
If they're up 4 or 3 with the game on the line, I actually don't feel awful about them being out there under Jeff Hafley. I feel very confident, now more confident. Now, I'm obviously still very excited to watch them with the addition of Micah Parsons, but I have more questions / things I'm trying to figure out / excited to see on the offensive side of football.
Interesting angle. Okay, so you're almost more intrigued by the offense.
Intrigued is probably the better word, maybe, but Matthew Golden, I'm so excited for him. Tucker Kraft and Luke Musgrave on the field at the same time, which we have not really ever seen because they haven't been healthy together in their first 2 years in the league. So excited to see that. There are so many parts about this Packers offense that I'm really, really excited to see. Excited to see Josh Jacobs cook again because he was terrific last year in year one. Excited to see a healthy Jordan Love, right? I mean, we didn't get to see a healthy Jordan Love last year.
Point.
So I am more excited to watch the offense because I know what I'm getting on the defense. Maybe I don't know what I'm getting now because Micah Parsons just changed what I'm getting from this defense.
Do you remember,
in a good way?
Do you remember the thought exercise we used to do last year and a little bit of the year before? Would you rather, end of game scenario, would you rather have the lead and the defense is on the field, or would you rather be behind and the offense on the field?
I do remember this thought exercise. Yes.
I was in the camp of I would rather have Jordan Love have the ball and be behind than have our defense on the field because it felt like you could never get the stop. Statistically speaking, only like 20% of drives end up with points being scored. So statistically, you'd say I'd want the lead. Now it's not even close.
Dude, you want to know where I'm at? I don't care. They're going to win. That's how good I feel about the Packers now. Like, yeah, I think you're probably right. If you made me choose a side, I'd probably pick the defense because they have a game wrecker on every level, I think. I really do believe Edgerrin Cooper will evolve into that. I think Xavier McKinney's already that in the defensive backfield, the last line of defense. And then way up front, I mean, they have one of the best players in the league now. The answer is probably defense. But I feel like this offense was improved this offseason. I think the offensive line's improved. I think the wide receiver room is improved by just the simple addition of Matthew Golden. And the tight end room is healthy together at the beginning of the season. And again, that's something we haven't seen now entering year 3 with both these guys, Tucker Kraft and Luke Musgrave. So and Jordan Love, man, it's a big year for him. I think this move adds a little bit of pressure to him. I think you could make a case that he's the NFC quarterback with the most pressure on him.
Oh, yeah.
He got paid all that money. They put all the chips in the middle of the table and said, we're all in. So you can make a case, Jordan Love is the quarterback under the most pressure. But we have seen his finest moments. I believe he is capable of doing that again in 2025.
And maybe this is something that we get to on the other side. Do you believe the Packers are the best team in the NFC now?
Oof. I have to think about that, and we can get to that at some point today. I do want to get to a bunch of calls on the other side because Pete's been hanging on patiently. Ben's been hanging on patiently. And we haven't heard from our guy Ricardo in Canada yet, who I'd like to do on the other side as well. So we'll get to some of your calls coming up. We will talk about that. We've got the parody song yet in the 3 o'clock hour. We've got a ton to get to. It's the Micah Parsons Excitement Party. KBN, Kyle Bruston Nortman, Alex Strofe, Brad Nortman, Chris Larson with you. We roll on. Your calls are next.
This is Kyle Bruston Nortman, KBN.
What are you going to do with the video? It was going to be on Snapchat if I got the pick right.
On ESPN Wisconsin and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
Here's hoping that everything goes smoothly today on this big travel day. But right now, we've got some delays. Southbound on 41, coming in from Good Hope Road all the way down past Capitol Drive to about Burleigh. Pretty typical stuff for this time of the day, though. Northbound's a bit backed up from Watertown Plank Road up towards Hampton. Eastbound 94, watch for delays from 84th Street all the way to about 30th. The westbound side's backed up from just before 27th Street through the stadium. And then southbound 43, heavy from Good Hope Road to Bender, and then again from Hampton all the way down through the Marquette and onto the high-rise bridge. And checking the TMJ4 Storm King forecast tonight, partly cloudy, a low of 57. Tomorrow, mostly sunny, a high of 71. Weather's brought to you by National Liquor Mart at 16th and National in Milwaukee, packed with the best beer, liquor, seltzer, and spirit deals in town. Open 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. daily, where your satisfaction is their plan of action. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazaga on 94.5 ESPN.
On this show, it's always football season.
Is Aaron Banks' back issues, is that something more significant than we have been led to believe, or is it just a veteran player resting up for the start of the season?
Wildy and Tausch, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin.
You know, the whole soft bed deal out in Indy and guys' backs, Elton and Kenny, both returned back to practice. He hasn't. If he's not practicing by the middle of next week.
Weekdays from 9 to noon on 94.5 ESPN, ESPN Milwaukee's YouTube channel, and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
Back to school means back to savings with Exterior Pros and Baths. Right now, get $3,000 off your roofing, your siding, your windows, or your bath project during the fall savings event. Don't wait. Call 262-800-4274 or visit extpros.com to claim your $3,000 savings and book your free estimate. Exterior Pros and Baths, Wisconsin's trusted home improvement experts. Trust the pros.
This summer, your wishes take center stage at Wish Fest at Potawatomi Casino Hotel, Milwaukee. Play your favorite games with your Potawatomi Rewards card all summer for over $1 million in prizes and earn entries into the Wish Fest prize drawings on Friday, September 26th. Your entries from July, August, and September all count. Plus, 5 lucky winners will have their ultimate wish granted. Wish big, win big. Only at Potawatomi. More info online. Must be 21 and a rewards member to play.
My house has a new glow. I love my windows. Universal Windows Direct.
Hey, it's Kyle Wallace. Right now, buy 2 windows and get 2 free. No interest for 5 whole years. Restrictions apply. Call 414-410-2000. And like me, you'll be saying, I love my windows.
I love my windows. They've got that brand new home effect. Universal Windows Direct.
Home buyers are raving about their experiences with the Citizens Bank mortgage team.
Aaron helped me get pre-approved really fast, like before the open house even started.
I called Devin so many times with questions, and he always answered.
It's more than a mortgage. It's your future. And at Citizens Bank, we make it personal. Learn more at citizensbankwi.bank/mortgage. Citizens Bank is member FDIC and an equal housing lender. NMLS 746419.
It's Jason Wilde from Wilde & Tausch. Upgrade your industrial supply services with Lakeland Supply, your trusted ISO certified partner for custom packaging, shipping supplies, janitorial, and safety supply solutions. With over 40 years of industry excellence, Lakeland Supply is a proven one-stop source with over 95% of their products made in the U.S. And they treat their customers like family. Personalized service with a national reach. That's what Lakeland Supply does. Visit LakelandSupply.com to discover how they can make your business better.
You're listening to Kyle Brust and Nortman on ESPN Wisconsin and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
Kyle Brust and Nortman with you on a celebratory Friday. Micah Parsons is a Green Bay Packer. I almost called him Michael, like Jerry Jones did a few times in his press conference last night. Alex Stroh, Brad Nortman, Chris Larson hanging out with you until 5 o'clock. ESPN Milwaukee until 4 o'clock at ESPN Madison and ESPN Beaver Dam. The reaction will continue there, though. Don't you worry. Sometimes you see a YouTube comment, it just makes you laugh. Like DRGN on ESPN Milwaukee's YouTube. Last night felt like coming down off of some crazy drugs. I'll never get that high again in my life. What a moment for the Packers. Go, Pack, go. Absolutely. Yeah, well said.
Crazy.
I don't have that frame of reference, but I understand the analogy.
Yeah, I mean, there's truth laced in that comment, I suppose. See what I did there?
Yeah. Laced. Yeah, I got it, Brad.
Good,
I didn't need to spell it out.
Good. I'm on fire today, baby. Me and Goody.
Pete Madison has been hanging patiently to get on and give his thoughts on Micah Parsons. Pete, we appreciate the patience. How are you?
It's actually Keith. Can you hear me?
I got you, Keith, loud and clear.
Okay, cool. So just real quick comments here. The question, I would take the defense with ahead by even 1. I don't care. I love watching defense. Second question is, I love watching our defense, so I feel better about our defense than our offense. My only concern, guys, and I love the idea of Parsons on our team, and I will miss Kenny Clark. He was a great player, a great person, and a great part of the team. But my concern is I don't want to see a repeat of Zadarius Smith on our defensive end. He was a great pass rusher, but he was a liability in the run game. That's the biggest reason, in my opinion, that Gary was on the Pro Bowl last year. Rashawn Gary made Pro Bowl last year because of his run defense's overall game. I don't want to see us slip back, and I think that's a danger that I worry about. And the other thing is $188 million, and now we're paying 2 players nearly 40% of the total cap. That's a little bit crazy.
Yeah, so all really good points by Keith. I totally agree with a lot of what he said there. I hear the concern. I think after you watch the Packers beat up on the Lions and their really good rushing attack in Week 1, that concern will be gone.
Yeah, and commenting on the run game, run defense and pass defense, they're just viewed a little bit differently, right? Mm-hmm. Pass defense, you can have success with maybe a couple guys doing their job. For instance, Micah Parsons has an elite pass rush, gets to the quarterback. That in itself can be a strong defense against the pass. Rush defense, It really is all 11 guys, right? I mean, even if one guy does what he's supposed to do, doesn't mean you're necessarily going to stop it. That's why the Joe Barry defenses and even a lot of the personnel, they got gashed because of personnel and alignment and how they attacked it, and just kind of a full unit of 11 guys. I don't think there's going to be any steps back as far as the rush defense because of how Hafley approaches it and just the 11 guys on the field, because that's how you stop the run.
The other part that Keith commented on, Keith and Madison there on the Cardinals Talking Sex line, 800-990-3776, was the salary cap. And Josh DiMaggio pointed this out a few hours ago, and I just think it's a really good point. Well, I'll give my point, and then I'll give Josh's. My point is this move is not for 2029. This move is not for 2030. This move is not for 2031. This move is for now. This move is to win a championship this year, next year, the following year. That's why you make a move and pay a guy as much money as Brian Gutekunst did with Micah Parsons yesterday. The Joshy point is, you know Russ Ball's name. Why do you think you know Russ Ball's name?
Because he's masterful at contract construction.
Bingo. He's really damn good at his job. He's one of the best in the league. Look, we obviously live in the Packers verse, but I don't think other teams know their cap guy's name. I don't know any other team's cap guy's name.
True.
You probably do because you played for teams, but I feel like Russ Ball's name gets brought up a lot more than other cap guys because he's that good. The Packers have always had highly paid players. And at this point, yes, they have a few of them, right? Obviously, Jordan Love and Micah Parsons, about 40% of the cap. The other good news is the cap's only going up at historic rates.
Yeah, skyrocketing.
So, I think we talked about this with Joshy before. Aiden Hutchinson is going to be due for a deal here soon as an elite pass rusher and edge rusher. His contract is going to start with a 5 per year. It's going to be $50 million a year. That's just the way things go. They go up. So in a couple of years, this is going to look like a great deal, and he might need to restructure, yada, yada. They'll be okay. This is a win-now move. The Packers are in win-now mode. And you should just revel in the fact that you have one of the best defensive players in the league. And, yeah, you have a franchise quarterback. We don't know how good he can be yet. Hopefully we find that out sooner than later.
Yeah, well, and real briefly, it's what you talked about earlier with rising tide lifts all boats. Is if he performs...
Go to the sea again.
We're back in the sea. We're a couple of sailors, you and me, Strophy, just setting sail. If he performs at the level that he has throughout his career, it's not necessarily a deal, but it does spread out because it makes everyone around him that much better, right, at every single level. And you also talk about how this is a win-now move. At some point, it'll become a little bit punitive to have Jordan Love and Micah Parsons making these big ballooning cap numbers, but the cap will be higher at that point. Mm-hmm. But it's the reason why the next 2 seasons specifically, and even 3, you're right, critical that the Packers get to and win a Super Bowl, because you talk about contracts like Josh Jacobs, Xavier McKinney. Those contracts are 4 years long. They've had one of them. Mm-hmm. So in 2 years, they're probably going to be saying, well, I want an extension. I want this or that. The rookie contracts of Tucker Kraft and Matthew Golden and Evan Williams and Edgerrin Cooper, guys that you can get for a deal now, those guys will contribute more than their contract, and Micah Parsons might be a little bit higher. So either way, these decisions will have to be made in 2 or 3 years, but the next 2 or 3 years, it's a green light, all systems go.
I totally agree with you. 800-990-3776. Let's go to Lodi. Ben in Lodi, you're on KBN. What's up, Ben?
Hey, guys. Happy Feel Good Friday.
Indeed.
Just calling in to join in all the celebrations, and I'm very, very happy about the Micah Parsons thing. I'm actually the last one at work on a Friday, so that's why I called in.
Hard worker. Good for Ben. Good attaboy, Ben. Nice.
Yep. Just doing some data entry, just got to finish up some data entry, and then I get to go home and have or as Tosh would say, crush a Coors Light.
Very good.
No, I'm very, very excited about the Micah Parsons signing. I mean, I've been in the camp of not being very thrilled with Goody over the years. I mean, whether it be the Aaron Rodgers saga, the Devontae Adams. I mean, I was literally crying the day that he traded Devontae Adams. I mean, that was one of my favorite Packers ever. So I've been against this guy for a while now, and he's done some things, don't get me wrong, he's definitely done some things to kind of sway me in the other direction, but then it always seems like it comes back to, what is this guy doing? He went out and made the boldest move that I think any GM has made in the past, I don't know, what do you want to say, 30 years? I mean, this is awesome. This is what Packer fans have been clamoring for. This is what we've wanted. I mean, how many times did we have Aaron Rodgers and say, let's go all in. Let's go. The time is now, and I believe that the time is now for the Packers to win a Super Bowl in 2025 or 26, however you want to say it. But I believe the time is now. Goody's obviously feeling some pressure from Ed Policy.
I think it certainly could be. We appreciate the call, Ben. I look, when it comes to the Aaron Rodgers thing, number one, I wonder how he's feeling today. Matthew Golden in the first round, and then Micah Parsons.
That's a great point.
I mean, and the other point of that is, remember when he said people come to Green Bay to play with me?
I guess that's not the case.
Not anymore, man. Micah Parsons.
That is crazy. First round wide receiver and elite pass rusher in 5 months.
Yeah.
And Rodgers has been clamoring for that.
I wonder how he's feeling today. I bet him and Brian Gutekunst probably not on speaking terms right now.
Oh, wow.
But all in all, yeah, I'm with you. I think the Packers are I say facetiously, I think they're going to win the Super Bowl. I think a couple teams are obviously in the conversation, and I'm a Packers fan, so of course I'm going to say I think the Packers are going to win the Super Bowl. I say that every year no matter what happened yesterday. I probably would have said it anyway today. Regardless, I think there's chances they should be viewed as one of the favorites in the NFC. It's Philadelphia, it's Detroit, it's Green Bay. I think that's the end of the list.
Yeah, and honestly, if you fast forward 3 years, and let's say the Packers don't win a Super Bowl for whatever reason, right?
It's worth the swing every damn day.
I will not criticize Brian Gutekunst for it. I can only look back and say he did everything you possibly could have done. We all agree the Packers have a few holes that are important holes, and he just went and got, statistically, as I read, one of the greatest pass rushers for sure in our generation, and he has even historic numbers. Even if it doesn't work out somehow, you look at it and say, this was the right move.
Absolutely. It totally will be viewed as that. Right? And I hate to compare it to this because I think this is even a bigger deal than this was. But the Milwaukee Bucks, which we talk so much about, the Damian Lillard trade, right? It didn't work. But does anybody blame John Horst for pulling the trigger on bringing in Damian Lillard to try to win another chance? It was the right move. Nobody's blaming him for that. It was the correct swing to make for John Horst and the Milwaukee Bucks, just like this will always be that. But hopefully we are not talking in 3 years without at least one Super Bowl championship.
And that would be wonderful. And then the only other thing is sometimes you could criticize these moves if you are trying to get someone with a level of desperation that's past their prime, which is maybe the one thing about Damian Lillard. You could say, well, geez, he was kind of his best a couple of years ago, so what Damian Lillard are we going to get? There is no indication.
He's at the beginning of his prime, right?
He is starting his prime. And even if he just replicates what he does, he's already historically great.
Yes, correct. If he continues to go on this pace, he will be a Hall of Famer,
risk, so to speak.
All right, one final call. Oh, Canada. Let's go to Canada. Ricardo in Canada. You're on KBN. What's up, Ricardo?
My God, boys. Is there nothing better than what we're feeling right now at this moment? The world is great. Sky is blue. Everything is fantastic. We literally have brought the bringer of rain to Green Bay. This is ridiculous. Last night when I found out, I was literally arriving from Portugal. I was on the plane. As soon as it turned on, I started going crazy. My wife said, "What's wrong with you?" I'm like, "You have no idea what just happened. This is amazing, boys." And the last thing I want to say is the best run defense we're going to have is not Micah Parsons, is Jordan Love scoring up the points so that we can just unleash these pass rushers that are going to be going – our D-line is going to be phenomenal because now
a good point.
You gotta double Micah, so everyone else is going to be single team. And last thing I was going to say, if Jeff Hafley's hearing me, please, the first play of the game against Detroit, blitz everybody. I mean, bring all 7 in the front box. Bring everybody just to set a tone. I don't care if you got Micah. Bring Micah, Rashawn, bring Edrin, bring Quay, bring everybody and be like, listen, this is how it's going to be for the whole year. We're bringing the house.
Here's the thing I love about that for Ricardo is, so for the last 2 seasons, and I think I did it again at some point this offseason, I'll do it again now, is I say, hey, can we go back to that play against Minnesota in the opener a few years ago, the very first offensive play, where they just sent Christian Watson down the sideline his rookie year?
I like that.
I want to do that this year with Matthew Golden. And then, I agree with Ricardo. The first defensive play of the season, let's just blitz everybody.
Max blitz. And honestly, Ricardo makes a really good point. If Jordan Love in the offense holds up their end of the bargain, you will be in a situation where you have the lead, opposing teams forced to pass. That's perfect for this defense.
I love
perfect.
I love
Opportunistic, now the pass rush. Forget about it.
We're going to take a break from the calls. We will get back to you in the 4 o'clock hour. It's coming up next. I will spoil this for you. It is my Packers parody song on a Friday. The penultimate, at least for now, Packers off-season parody song. But I'll take it one step further as we go to break. It is the Micah Parsons Packer parody song. And that is coming up next. It's Kyle Brust and Norman, ESPN Wisconsin.
You're listening to Kyle Brust and Nortman on ESPN Wisconsin and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
Southbound on 41, a heavy ride from Appleton Avenue all the way down past Capitol Drive. The northbound side is getting heavier now, coming up from Watertown Plank Road all the way up towards Hampton. We've also got backups on eastbound 94 from about 76th Street through the Stadium Interchange to 27th. Westbound is slowing down from about 25th Street to Mitchell Boulevard. Another heavy pocket just past Highway 16 in Waukesha County. Basically from Meadowbrook Road heading out towards Elmhurst Road. So keeping that in mind, if you're heading out of town for the weekend, that might slow you down just a little bit. Traffic is brought to you by Comfort Awnings. Extend your outdoor space with a retractable awning or screen like I did with my friends at Comfort Awnings. Custom designed to fit your home. Get your free estimate at comfortawnings.com. And check out the TMJ4 Storm Team forecast tonight. Partly cloudy skies, low of 57. Tomorrow mostly sunny, a high of 71. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazaga on 94.5 ESPN.
Tsunami Express is Milwaukee's go-to for a championship-level clean. And right now, your first wash is free when you sign up online. That's a $25 MVP car wash, loaded with gloss, protection, and all the extras, including free vacuums and detailing tools. With locations in Milwaukee, Waukesha, Greenfield, Oak Creek, New Berlin, and Mount Pleasant, it's easier than ever to get a winning wash with Milwaukee's favorite car wash team. Get your free car wash before you pull up to the tailgate at TsunamiExpress.com. Tsunami Express Car Wash.
Wash, chill, repeat. Milwaukee baseball was born in the Emerald City, but any ties to the Pacific Northwest were cut loose decades ago. Pella has an interesting history as well, born in Pella, Iowa, but their century-long history of crafting quality windows and doors there continues to this day. Designed with innovation and rigorously tested for quality and performance, get long-term energy savings and durability that lasts for years at Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Order by August 31st and get 0% interest for up to 5 years. Visit PellaWI.com today.
Monica, we've got to hand it to you.
You and the design team have outdone yourselves.
Are you talking about the One collection?
Those rings say you are the one.
And they say it symbolically.
Describe the symbols.
Every ring in the One collection should be presented with a special ritual.
What would that ritual be?
You pick up her left hand and you place a kiss on her ring finger.
Rick, you never told me about that part.
Then you show her the tiny red diamond, flush mounted inside the ring, that will forever be in contact with her finger.
Why is it red?
Because that's when the giver says to the one, wherever you go, my heart goes with you.
I give you this kiss. I give you my heart.
The red diamond is a secret symbol of that sacred moment.
The center diamond on the outside of the ring is for the whole world to see.
But the tiny red created diamond inside the ring is only for the two of them.
The One collection of engagement rings is available exclusively at Kessler's.
To find the Kessler's nearest you,
visit KesslersDiamonds.com.
Okay, gang, we have to talk about the all-new ESPN app. The most live sports, the best championship moments, and so much more. Monday Night Football, college football, NBA, WNBA, NHL, NWSL, college hoops, volleyball, softball, gymnastics, lacrosse, the list goes on and on. Plus, shows like SportsCenter with SVP, First Take with Stephen A., College Game Day, the entire 30 for 30 library. It is all of ESPN, all in one place. Sign up now.
Tito's Handmade Vodka is America's favorite vodka for a reason. From the first legal distillery in Texas, Tito's is 6 times distilled till it's just right, and naturally gluten-free, making it a high-quality spirit that mixes with just about anything, from the smoothest martinis to the best Bloody Marys. Tito's is known for giving back, teaming up with nonprofits to serve its communities and do good for dogs. Make your next cocktail with Tito's. Distilled and bottled by 5th Generation Inc., Austin, Texas. 40% alcohol by volume. Savor responsibly.
You're listening to Kyle Brust and Nortman, KBN, on ESPN Wisconsin, ESPN Milwaukee on YouTube, and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
The good vibrations continue on Kyle Brust and Nortman, ESPN Wisconsin. Alex Stroh, Brad Nortman, Chris Larson hanging out with you until 5 o'clock on ESPN Milwaukee. About 20 more minutes on ESPN Madison, ESPN Beaver Dam ahead of Jim, Matt, and Molly. That would be Joshy and Molly on ESPN Madison. And Corey and Wally, the Dam Sports Show coming up at 4 o'clock on ESPN Beaver Dam. All right, we had last Friday off because of Ben's wedding, so no parody song. But every week for the last, I think, 12 weeks, for the last 3 months, I've been making a Packers parody song. No shortage of content to pick from today. However, a shortage of time to make the song. So I'll let it speak for itself in just a moment, but I will just say, I think from an anthem perspective, it might be my best one. From a sing-along perspective, it might be my best one.
Wow.
So without further ado, I present to you the penultimate Friday Packers offseason parody song. When dreaming, I'm wanting another Super Bowl, time and time again. The delight, last year they were asleep. Goody doesn't want to leave the comfort of his picks. 'Cause out in Dallas, longing to escape from Jerry's world out to Green Bay. So let's go there. Micah, make it escape. Come on, let's go there. He asked, can we stay in his Green Bay, Micah? With a GM named Gudakunz. It is a Green Bay, Micah. We will win some Super Bowls.
Again!
It is Green Bay, Micah. With a GM named Gudakunz. It is a Green Bay, Micah. We will win some Super Bowls.
Again!
No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. That is it. That is your Friday Packers parody song. Higher by Creed. It is Green Bay, Micah.
Well, I want to hate it.
Rightfully so.
But I just can't.
Yeah.
It's so good. First of all, you know how I feel about Creed. When Creed in Lincoln Park was here a few weeks ago, you know that I hold them in high esteem.
Yeah.
High esteem. And so your commitment to being a chameleon and sounding just like Creed is remarkable. That is remarkable. Did you also do this for another layer of one of the most iconic moments of Creed is when they are singing that song for the Dallas Cowboys halftime show, and he's flying through the air?
I'm shocked you caught on to that.
Yeah.
I've called that the greatest halftime show in the history of halftime shows many times.
It was remarkable, beautiful, majestic.
That was done on purpose. So
Wow.
I'm glad you picked up on that.
Layers of meaning, Stroh.
Yes. I was just trying to think of a chorus that I could fit Micah into, and Higher came to mind. So your feedback, your criticism, your critiques, any of the in-betweens are allowed. 800-990-3776 is the Cardinals Talking text line. Unified Mimes says, Strofe is the man. The man. Thank you very much, Unified Mimes. Joseph says, wow, Strophe. Boom. Slum Mafia says, amazing. Levi says, man, that's good and funny on the text line. John says, well done, Creed, LOL. Chris says, I beg you to stop. And Molly Brown, who you will hear coming up in just a bit on ESPN Madison, text the personal talking text line. She says, you are so cringe.
People don't know what like our production studios look like. Imagine like like an oversized closet.
Yeah.
That's how big these are. And they're all right there. We do have a pretty good job at like sound proofing those rooms. But I just imagine our teammates walking by and Strofe with headsets on probably going, higher. I mean, however you do it.
This is Green Bay, Micah. Yeah, I was really loud.
Somebody needs to do a wellness check.
Yeah.
That is unbelievable. Unbelievable. I close my eyes and I feel like you are indeed Scott Stapps.
Yeah, I mean, I tried to channel my inner Scott Stapp. I don't know how well I did, but yeah, you know that 2000s punk voice. I've done it a few times in this series.
This has got to be one of the most well-received songs you've done.
Yeah, I've only gotten a few negative texts. You can keep texting those in. 800-990-3776. Kevin feels like Brad. He said, "Oh my God, it's so perfect. I hate it so much, but I can't stop. I can't stop listening." David chimes in. "Usually I cover my ears when Stroh sings, but damn, that one slaps."
That was good. I mean, you've found your niche with like 90s, 2000s rock, because I still think Jair's Dad is elite. That's one of, if you have like an album now, you've got a full catalog of songs, and I think your best, your comfort zone for creating hits is indeed 90s and 2000s.
It might be. It might be. Oh no. Dustin says, "No more Creed ever." Scott Strofe, some are calling me. Scott Strofe?
Scott Strofe.
That sounds like I'm 48 years old, which I am certainly not. So,
Scott Strofe.
Mervin chimes in. "Strofe, forget about the penultimate and make that one last. Make that one the last one." That said, I can't stop laughing. Yeah, it was
so
that
good.
bad. It was that bad. Dustin says that does not, in fact, slap. All right.
As these Turn Up Friday songs have a tendency of doing, that song's going to be living in my head all weekend.
As we do each and every week, just text yes or no if you want to hear it again at 4:30. 800-990-3776. At 4:30, we'll either play it again, or if we get an overwhelming no, we will not play it again. 800-990-3776. It's yes or no on KBN if you'd like to hear my version of Higher by Creed again at 4:30. Otherwise, we will get back to the Packers. Are they the top dog in the NFC? Brad and I discuss that coming up next. It's Kyle Bruston Nortman, ESPN Wisconsin.
This is Kyle Bruston Nortman, KBN.
Brad.
Kyle.
I know you.
Kyle.
On ESPN Wisconsin and the ESPN Wisconsin app. With Wilde and Tausch, you won't miss a play.
Goody was ahead of the curve. He deserves a ton of credit. He went out and got a backup quarterback last year, and now you're seeing a bunch of teams doing this.
Presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin.
He was the trendsetter last year to go out and get Malik Willis and then have him play at the level that he did. If a team called them today with a third-round pick offer for Malik Willis, I think you're right. They're saying no.
Weekdays from 9 to noon on 94.5 ESPN, ESPN Milwaukee's YouTube channel, and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
August is the final month of the summer savings event at Cunis, and the best deals just got hotter. Don't miss the final weeks of this exclusive event at nearby Milwaukee Metro Cunis locations in Oak Creek, Greenfield, and the new Cunis Hope Chevrolet on West Metro Auto Mall. We've refreshed new vehicle savings and incentives on the most popular cars, trucks, and SUVs from Chevrolet, Buick, and GMC. And check your local dealer website for a new set of 10 pre-owned super specials. With fall and winter on the horizon, check out our service specials on brakes, tires, and oil changes.
I'm Brian Bohm, General Manager of Cunis of Oak Creek.
And I'm Bill Eater, General Manager of Cunis of Greenfield.
We would like to invite you to take advantage of these great monthly specials.
And remember that your vehicle will be covered by our exclusive No Fear Lifetime Powertrain Warranty, included with new and qualified pre-owned purchases.
Call or stop in today for your VIP appointment.
Get outside and enjoy the summer savings event at Cunis. Start your search online at CunisMilwaukee.com.
Hi, Drew and Jonathan Scott here. American Family Insurance can help protect your dream home for whatever comes next. You can live in your own oasis or your own clubhouse. Whatever you choose, get the right coverage. Save up to 23% by bundling home and auto. Life's better when you're under American Family's roof. Insure carefully, dream fearlessly. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Visit amfam.com to learn how discounts may apply to you. Products not available in every state. American Family Mutual Insurance Company, SI and its operating companies. 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
Grand slams and walk-offs. If you haven't jumped on the bandwagon by now, what are you waiting for? Siding Unlimited is Milwaukee's very own national champions. That's right, Siding Unlimited installs windows, and we do it really well, earning the prestigious Pella Platinum Premier National Certified Contractor of the Year award 5 times. New windows? Our expert team will deliver on a smooth, hassle-free installation, making you feel proud of calling Siding Unlimited for your window project. What's the next step? Call 262-567-4513 or go to sidingunlimited.com.
Steinhaffel's biggest Labor Day sale ever is happening now. Save 10% off store-wide or use Steinhaffel's 60-month 0% financing and get $50 instant cash back for every $4.99 you spend. Plus, buy a premium mattress and get free premier delivery on your entire order. And get amazing doorbusters like a Sealy mattress for only $199. Sofas starting at just $299. Shop Steinhaffel's Labor Day sale in-store or online at steinhaffels.com.
ESPN Wisconsin's Mark Tauscher here with a refreshing offer for a bath or shower remodel from Kohler Services. And this month only, get 0 interest financing for 12 months and a free shower door with your Lugstone shower remodel. My new friend Chris from Oostburg is one of their skilled installers who demos your existing bath or shower, removes it, and disposes it before installing your brand new dream shower. Visit KohlerServicesWI.com to request your free quote with fast professional installation always included. That's KohlerServicesWI.com.
Escape to Lake Lawn Resort in Delavan, Wisconsin, where everything is better at the lake. Dive into endless outdoor activities, including boating, fishing, and paddleboarding on the serene Delavan Lake. Tee off at the lakeside Majestic Oaks Golf Course, or unwind in the award-winning Calidora Spa. Enjoy gourmet meals at 1878 on the lake, casual bites at the Lookout Bar and Eatery, and sweet treats at the Isle of Capri Cafe. Explore Delavan Lake's stunning shores and historic landmarks from the comfort of their 76-foot cruise boat, the Lake Lawn Queen. Book your stay today at LakeLawnResort.com.
This is Kyle Bruston Nortman on ESPN Wisconsin and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
Yeah, Kyle Bruston Nortman with you on a feel-good Friday. The Micah Parsons is a Packer party. Rolls out. Alex Stroh, Brad Nortman with you. Chris Larson is running the show for us on this fine Friday. Come on, Dan. 800-990-3776 as we just debuted this week's Packers parody song that I do each and every Friday on the show. Look, a lot of people hate it. A lot of people love it. People are texting in, you should play it again, but I absolutely despised it. This might be the funniest text I've ever received in the history of doing these songs. This is from Dan in the 608. I am very hearing impaired. That was the first time I've ever been thankful for it.
Very hearing impaired.
Dan, I just hope I didn't make it any worse.
Oh, wow.
That's what I hope for.
What a gift, though, to give somebody's a challenge in their life that they're thankful for. Yeah. You gave that to him, Stroh.
I guess.
You gave that to him.
I guess that's...
oh, wow.
Mike chimes in, is it bad I was singing along? No, it's not. I wanted everybody to sing along. That's why I picked that song. All right. We got a couple minutes left on ESPN Madison, ESPN Beaver Dam, with you until 5 o'clock on ESPN Milwaukee and ESPN Milwaukee on YouTube. Brian, you posed this question earlier, but I wanted to hear from the people today, man. We're a show of the people.
Oh, yeah.
Wanted to hear from KBN Nation and all their thoughts on everything that's happened the last, we're coming up on 24 hours now since Micah Parsons was officially traded to the Green Bay Packers and elevates this defense to Super Bowl hopes, championship levels. But you posed the question earlier. Do you view the Packers in the same sphere as the Eagles now? Obviously, the reigning Super Bowl champion, a team that beat you twice last year. And I guess I'll let you answer first, and then I'll give my perspective on it.
Yeah, quite simply, as I think about the question, are the Green Bay Packers the best team in the NFC? Clearly, the two teams that you'd be concerned about would be the Eagles and the Lions. I think the Packers are now firmly better than the 49ers and the Commanders and the Buccaneers, other teams that you would consider in that conversation. But I think they're better than the Lions. Maybe it's a coin flip, and maybe it's just the hometown bias, but I do think they're better than the Lions. I think they're going to beat them week one. And if they face each other in the playoffs, I do think they're going to beat them. I think last year was their year, and they missed out. Now I think the Packers are ascending, they're descending. Unfortunately, though, I think the Packers are the second best team in the NFC. I think the Eagles are still better. I think they've got just as good, if not maybe better than quarterback, running back, wide receivers, and O-line. Like that offense is bona fide studs, and they still have studs and all pros at every level of the defense, just like the Green Bay Packers do. Pretty well coached. Well, more than pretty well coached. They won a Super Bowl. They're well. The one thing is, as the Chiefs are finding, and as many teams find, it's very, 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 very hard to repeat a Super Bowl. It's a gauntlet. It's an emotional journey, winning or losing it. So I stand here today saying I think the Packers are the second best team in the NFC. I think they've surpassed the Lions by a razor's edge, but I do think it's still Philadelphia's conference to lose. Now, I'm not saying that means they won't go to the Super Bowl. Anything can happen. But as we stand here today, I think they're the second best team in the NFC, which gives you a hell of a shot to make the Super Bowl.
It seems like over the course of the last few years, especially, I'm sure it's always been this way, right? To be the man, you got to beat the man. And to be the man, I think sometimes you have to copy the recipe of the man, right? And when it comes to what the Packers did this offseason, it looks to me like they tried to look at what the Philadelphia Eagles were good at and copy it, especially given what they did yesterday by trading for Micah Parsons. But even prior to that, what are the Eagles good at? They have a good running back. So do the Packers, Josh Jacobs, right? 2 workhorses in Saquon Barkley and Josh Jacobs. So they have that part figured out. The one thing that was shining bright, and I don't mean that in a good way, against the Eagles in that playoff game is once Elton Jenkins was injured, the offensive line crumbled. So what did Goody do this offseason? He went out and signed Aaron Banks. He used the second-round pick on an offensive lineman. He shuffled some things around, and voila, hopefully you have an improved offensive line. That's one check. Another thing that the Philadelphia Eagles had figured out. Good wide receiver room. What does Goody do? He goes in the first round and he drafts Matthew Golden to add to a bunch of guys that are still up and coming, and hopefully some of them can, well, you know what we always say on the show, take the next step. And when you look at the defensive line and the pass rush, that is something Philadelphia was as good as anybody in the league at. And what does Goody go out and do yesterday?
Goes out and replicates that.
He goes and gets maybe the best pass rusher in all of football.
Yeah.
In Micah Parsons, on top of firing and hiring a new defensive line coach into Marcus Covington that everybody has raved about, the former Patriots defensive coordinator as of last year. The Packers have replicated what the Eagles did. That's not to say they're going to be as good as what the Eagles are, given that they did just win a Super Bowl, but they've gone out and done just about everything they can to stack up to the Eagles. And we'll find out November 10th on a Monday Night Football game on ESPN and ABC at Lambeau Field just how well they've done with that on November 10th. But as it stands right now, it looks like the Packers are shaping up to be just as good as the Eagles. They don't have one of those best quarterbacks in the NFL, but they have a good quarterback in Jalen Hurts. I view him as probably right now the best quarterback or the second best quarterback in the NFC. The Packers are not there yet because we haven't seen them.
Still got to earn it. Still got to earn it.
They haven't hit the field yet. But if they come out week 1 and 2 and punch 2 teams in the mouth, in Detroit, who has won your division each of the last 2 seasons, and Washington, who represented, well, they didn't represent, but they were one of 2 teams in the NFC to be in the NFC Championship game last year. The Packers come out and start 2-0. I think it's time to start looking at them, as we already do, but even more so, with that side eye going, whoa, this team might be Super Bowl good.
Yeah, I mean, this trade in itself is a statement. You start the season in 5 days and you beat 2 other NFC contenders. However you do it, whether it's convincing or not, that's a statement to the rest of the league. Statement made in the trade, now the statement on the field can be just as powerful. And we're going to find out soon enough here, Stro. Football, real football, it's almost here.
It's almost here indeed. He's Brad Norman. I'm Alex Stroh. Thank you so much for hanging out with us on this Micah Parsons Party Friday. Molly Brown and Josh DiMaggio will continue to celebrate with you on ESPN Madison coming up next. On ESPN Beaver Dam, my guys Corey and Wally Lukashinsky on the best damn sports show, as Kyle Wallace calls it. That's coming up from 4 to 5 ahead of Homer on ESPN Beaver Dam. Brad and I continue with you on ESPN Milwaukee on YouTube and the ESPN Wisconsin app. As we'll play a little pole position, we'll hear the Packers song again, and we'll continue to celebrate. That's next. It's ESPN Wisconsin.
We got trouble on 94 westbound, technically on the ramp from Blue Mound Road to 94 westbound. It is an accident. It's right near the Gerke's Corners area, so give yourself some extra time to get through that area. On the eastbound side of 94, slowing down